So, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. Some things happened over the weekend that I wasn't ready to talk about until right now. Sunday night, I was driving home and I passed out at the wheel. And my car popped up to the median and it kind of got a little stuck there, wouldn't let me go any further. Thank goodness, because then I would have been in oncoming traffic. I don't know how long I was out for, but I'm assuming not that long because EMS and the fire and the police haven't shown up yet. And the guy that was driving next to me, he had actually stopped and came back, and he was like, you were fine. He's like, I glanced over one time and you were good, and I glanced over the next time and you were just slumped over. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't hit my head or anything. No damage to the car. I mean, underneath was scratched up, but we've been watching it closely to see if there's gonna need any underneath repairs. See if I scratch anything up. So until further notice, I'm not allowed to drive, which is fine. I don't want to hurt anyone, and I wouldn't risk having my kids in the car. Thank goodness I was alone. I wouldn't want my kids to be in the car doing something like that. So that's where I'm at. But I'm going to keep my sense of normalcy, and I'm still going to continue to walk every day. I just have to do it a little differently. My husband's going to come with me all the time. And sometimes he will just follow me in the car, and sometimes he will walk with me. It depends. He has really bad knees. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, it's 5:30. I'm up. I'm dressed. I could just go now. But I'm being responsible and doing the right thing and waiting for my husband. So yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucked this weekend, and we've been a little bit stressed, and it kind of just hit me a little hard because sometimes it feels like for every 5 steps I take forward, I get knocked back like 100. So this feels like 5 years ago when we were having the same conversation, and I lost my license 6 years ago, excuse me, and I lost my license for a year because of medical reasons. Now, I guess the good thing is I don't have to pay any fines or anything to get my license reinstated because it's not fine-based. It's a medical reason. I just take a doctor's note, or the doctor's office faxes something over stating that I'm okay to drive now. Then they reinstate your license and it's no big deal. The problem is that we've already done a heart cath and it showed nothing. So how long am I going to have to wait? I'm a little upset with my cardiologist because I called him first thing this morning and I spoke to his nurse and told her what happened. And she's like, I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. And this was at 8:15, 8:10 in the morning. And they closed at 5 with an hour lunch break. At no point in time could you have talked to him and then called me. You let me stew about this all day long. Now, some people have asked me, how come you didn't go to the ER? Because afterwards I felt fine. Before it, I felt fine. I was running errands earlier in the day. I ran to Walmart. I ran to the dollar store. I cleaned a little bit in the house. I wasn't overdoing it. I had walked 5 miles that day. I felt great. I mean, my back was still hurting, but that is to be expected. The only symptom I had was, I guess, right before everything started to sound jumbled and muffled. So I was listening to the music and I'm like, why is it so far away? Why is it so muffled? And like I couldn't understand what was going on at the moment. And then next thing you know, I'm waking up to people pounding on my door. Because my door, if you even touch the lock, the pull-up lock on the passenger side, if you push it down, it locks all the doors. So I could have locked it when I was dancing by accident. So thankfully no one broke my windows out. And I don't think anyone called the police or ambulance, because when it came time for me to leave, they didn't say, well, you should wait for the police. And because no other vehicle was involved, I didn't have to exchange insurance information with anyone. It was just me, and there was no damage to my car. So no one told me to stay because the ambulance and the police were coming. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm going home now, because it was less than a minute from my house. So I literally took a turn, went down the side street, and was home in maybe an hour, maybe a minute. And that was doing 15 miles an hour. Like, when I say I was going slow, at some points I was doing 10 and 5. Like, I was just slowly coming home. It could have been a drop in my pressure, because sometimes when I stand up, even if I don't stand up fast, just when I stand up, I get real kind of dizzy and things start spinning. I get a little light on my light, like I just feel real weird, and then I'll get better and I'll go by my life. I know these are symptoms that doctors need to hear about, but I sometimes forget about them until I'm reminded, because I deal with this on a day-to-day basis and have for years. So I don't pay attention to certain things anymore. It doesn't take precedent. It's like that pain's at a 3 when this pain's at a 9. I don't care about the pain that's at a 3. I care about the pain that's at a 9. So I completely ignore it. So I don't know. But anywho, I wanted to just say that I am going on my walk today. And I am still smiling because today is a brand new day. And although Sunday sucked and Monday was stressful, I have a husband who just is like, okay, let's get this done. And has no problems with doing things. And he's not one of the type of guys that's like, oh, I'll babysit the kids. He's like, these are my kids, we're going to play, you go away. Like, okay, bye. And we went food shopping yesterday, and I normally do my big food, I shop for the month when I do food shopping. I don't shop for the week, because I felt you actually spend more money if you shop for the week than if you shop monthly. So I shopped monthly, and so everything's all nice and full. But bless his heart, he did half of the running around I normally do. I gave him kind of the bare minimum. I'm like, well, we gotta go to this bank, then we gotta go to this bank, then we gotta go to this grocery store, then we have to go to Walmart. And normally it would be, I would go to 4 grocery stores, and I would go to the 2 banks, and then we had to go to the library, and then I would spend time with the library talking to the librarian, and then I'd either come home, or I spent a lot of time in Hobby Lobby and Michael's, because my dining room chairs need to be reupholstered, and I think I could do it myself. So I'm looking for the right material so I can start breaking them down and doing it myself. Different kind of mug for you today. This is the Folgers brand with the International Delights French Vanilla Creamer. Anyway, I'll update you on my walk, and then I'll probably keep it short, sweet, and to the point, since this is a little long. Yeah, I love you guys. Have a good morning, and stay tuned. Bye. So I'm home, and I winded up walking about 3.41 miles, I think it is. I'll put it up here, whatever it was. I'm feeling okay. My head hurts, my back hurts, and my chest is a little funny. But I'm gonna call my cardiologist right now and see if I can't get answers. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey. I'll have more answers about my health tomorrow. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Love you all. Bye. Deuces.